Good morning, people. I hope everyone's doing well on this beautiful Thursday. Today, I want to jump right in and I want to talk to you all about service animals. Oh boy, you new and future Lyft drivers, this is something that you need to pay close attention to. I'm going to give you 3 tips today. Oh, how should I say this? I'm going to give you 3 things that you should know about service animals. Okay, now service animals. These are animals that are documented to assist people with some type of disability that they may have, whether it may be blind or a physical disability, or it could be a PTSD, or or it could be some type of comfort situation or whatever. And most time doctors prescribe people service animals. Okay? Some people will pretend that they have service animals, even get the service animal vests and everything, because they have some type of attachment to the animal and they want the animal to go everywhere that they go. Okay? So when you're dealing with service animals, as a new and future Lyft driver, service animals is going to be a pain in the you know what, in the pain in the ass, plain simple as that. Okay? There's going to be times, and let me explain to you. When you get a ride to go pick up a passenger, there's nothing that tells you that there's a service animal. Okay? Now, you may get a description in the ride that says there's one other person, there's one other rider. That don't mean that it's a service animal. This could be a human. It doesn't tell you that it's a dog. Because if it told you that it was a service animal, if the app would tell people, drivers, that they're service animals, they wouldn't pick them up. They would cancel the trips. Because I'm gonna explain to you why service animals are difficult for the drivers. Now, you get a call, you're en route to go pick up a person. When you pull up, this person is standing out there with this great big dog. The person could be blind. Okay. The person gets in the car. They set the dog in the floor. You drive the person and the dog to wherever you got to take them to. Now, mind you, sometimes Lyft sends you trips in your queue, right? And before you drop another person off, you got another ride to go pick up in that area the moment you drop that person off. So when you get to the destination to drop this person off with the service animal, and you let them out of the car, you look in the back seat, in the floor, you got all this dog hair. They done licked all over the seats. I mean, the dogs shed so bad. When you look back there, you be like, are you kidding me? Then you got to go pick up, and then the person that you gave the ride to with the service animal, they got dog hairs all over their clothes. So when they sit on the seats, if you don't have leather seats and you have cloth seats or some type of fabric, the hairs are going to be all over the seat, as well as what the dog has shedded on the floor. And the dog licks the seats and everything. Okay. You are in disgust. And you're upset because this is your first time picking up a service animal. A person with a service animal. So you're embarrassed that you got to go pick up another customer. Right after you drop them off, with that hair and stuff in the floor and all on the seats. That person got to get in the car and sit in that same spot in the back that other person was sitting at, because it's not good to allow no one to ride in your front seat. You do how you choose, but you don't really supposed to let nobody ride in your front seat. So when you pull up to pick this other person up and they go to get in the car, they be like, oh my God, I'm not getting in the car with all that hair on the floor and all on the seats. What, you had a dog back here? Yes, I dropped someone off that had a dog. They may say, no, I don't want to get in there. You done lost some money because of that. Now, you can't go pick nobody else up until you go clean that. So that's going to take you time where you got to go to the car wash, vacuum that hair out of there, get you a rag and some disinfectant and spray the seat down and things of that nature. That's going to cost you money if you don't have a car wash subscription. Or if you have a car wash subscription, it's going to cost you time, every bit of 25 minutes, that you could have been out there driving and making money. Now, Lyft tells you if there's damage to the vehicle, take pictures of it and send it to them. They're going to assess it and they're going to reimburse you for the damage, right? Well, people, this is another thing that you need to know. Lyft is not going to reimburse you for any damage caused by a service animal. That service animal can pee in your rug, and they're not going to pay you. That service animal can shed hair all over the seats, and it can cost you 30 minutes or more to vacuum and sanitize that back seat. They're not going to reimburse you. You send them pictures, they're going to say, oh, well, this is animal hair from a service animal. That's normal wear. We're not going to reimburse you for that. Okay? Now, the 30 minutes or more that you wasted to clean out that vehicle, it's going to cost you valuable labor and time because you gave someone a ride with a service animal. And this is the discrepancy with the service animals. This is why oftentimes as you drive, you're going to get an email from Lyft that's going to tell you, hey, if you refuse a service animal a ride, this will get you if you refuse a customer with a service animal a ride, this will get you deactivated from the platform. This their way of threatening you, okay? Now, another thing that you all need to know about these service animals, if you pull up to a trip to pick up a person, if you pull up to a destination to pick up a person and they have a service animal, and because you had a bad experience with service animals that you don't want to go through anymore, and you see that person, you be like, oh no, I don't ride animals in my vehicle. Immediately, that person with that service animal is going to reach out to Lyft and tell them that you refuse the ride. Lyft is going to see that you canceled that trip, and Lyft is going to deactivate you. Yes, the moment you refuse a customer with a service animal a ride, Lyft is going to deactivate you. Now, let me give you a bonus tip on how to deal with that. Now, as I stated, you new and future Lyft drivers, you don't know how to look at the map and determine if there's a service animal, right? Because you're going to be learning as you go. Let's say you get a call and you go en route, you accept that call, You accept that ride, and you as you're en route, when you get there, as you're pulling up, you see a person standing there with a dog or some type of service animal. Now, most people with service animals will be standing there waiting on you. Either they're blind or they got some type of disability, right? So here's a powerful tip that I'm gonna give to you new and future Lyft drivers on how to not drive anyone around with service animals that's gonna cost you time to clean your vehicle and hardship labor cleaning your car or the car that you're utilizing. As you're en route and you get there, the moment you get there, you're gonna be looking for the address. The map is gonna be taking you. As you get there, as you go to drive near that, in that area, in that vicinity, you're gonna see the person with the service animal, right? What you do is you keep going, or you make a quick right or a left. And you keep on going. You didn't make any contact with the person, so they can't say that you refuse someone a ride. So what you do is, after you get out of the neighborhood, you cancel the trip. You didn't make any contact with the person with the service animal, so they can't say that you refused them. In order to refuse someone a ride, you have to make contact with them. So if you pull up in the neighborhood and you see somebody standing there with a service dog near where the map is telling you that person is to be picked up at, you make a right or left, or you keep going. And you get out of that vicinity, and then you hit cancel trip. You won't be deactivated because you didn't make any contact with the person. I just wanted to leave this video today for you new and future Lyft drivers to help you all understand that service animals are tricky. You're going to pick up a lot of people with service animals. And some people will have them in carriers, some won't. I'm going to say the majority is going to not have no carrier. But then there's going to be some that's going to have carriers. If they have carriers, you ask them to set them carriers on the floor. When the animals are not in carriers, you ask them to set those animals in the floor. Even if they hold the animal, the hair can be all in your seats. Now, if it's a little bitty little dog and they got them in a little case or in a bag or something, that's okay. But service animals, big service animals, they got to put them in the floor. The moment that person get out of the car, you're going to have to clean that vehicle. But if you don't want to pick up service animals because you don't want to deal with that anymore, what you do is you drive past them, get out of the neighborhood, and cancel the trip. Hey, I would like to say to everyone out there, be safe out there driving. Keep your head on the swivel. To all my fellow drivers, keep your head on the swivel. Stay safe. Keep your doors locked. Hey, I fully support striking and protesting efforts of Lyft and Uber drivers and gig workers from city to city and state to state. I commend you all for your unselfish approach. I would like to say to all of those who haven't subscribed, to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay in the loop for my latest video. Hey man, I love you all. I hope you all love me back. Until my next video, let's get this bread, baby.